Hello friends, listen to songs on repeat for weeks straight and still couldn't tell you what the lyrics are here, bringing you another Dota 2 video on 3 plays to win the game in under 30 seconds. Number 1. The Cyberbully. This play is something that you can do in almost every game as either a position 4 or a position 5. The first step is to grab a ward and head to the opposite lane of the one that you're expected to be in for the laning stage, 3-manning one of the river bounty runes. Place the ward, then patiently wait for some unsuspecting victim to walk up and try to grab the bounty rune, then proceed to murder them. The second step in this play is the most important. Do not leave the lane. 99% of people that make a 3-man bounty rune rotation will TP away and back to their lane immediately. But you know who else will TP immediately? That guy that you just killed. So, stick around, hiding in the trees for 30 seconds or so, and 3-man gank that guy that you just killed. If the play succeeds, and you kill the same guy twice, the game is effectively over, because you're forcing some poor guy to do one of the most depressing things that you can experience in Dota 2, walking back to lane with no boots. If the play quote-unquote fails, then it's still an incredibly good play. Even if you don't get any kills, often this play results in you getting 3 bounty runes, really great harass, taking away the enemy team's precious resources, and other extremely lane and game-winning things. In front of us, we have a clip of the Cyberbully that I was able to pull off in a pub, I think yesterday, and the funny thing about this pub is that the Arc Warden that we gave the initial kills to when we were pulling off this play ended up 1v5ing. Everybody else on the team, including me, we were essentially griefing by playing so badly, and this guy was able to 1v5, so this 100% sets a hero up for success, guaranteed. So I pinged to my team, Shadow Shaman is missing, Darkseer is missing, to signal to them, I want to come to the top lane and kill. We have CM, we have Arc Warden, so I figured these two heroes with their slows, paired up with my hook, it's going to be easy to get this first blood, and at the very least, they're not going to get the rune. So Darkseer walks up, I hook him, we slowly whittle him down. Of course, I could have easily stolen the kill there. Pudge does have incredibly high base damage, but I didn't because this is all about setting up your lane that you're not in for success, as Dota apparently transitions to the upside down from Stranger Things. But instead of walking away and TPing, which is what most people would do, I wrap around and I ping to my team, hey, let's go for round 2, let's kill this guy. And with the nukes and slows that we have, of course, this is a very easy kill for us. I don't need to do any crazy hooks, I just walk up and kill him. And now I TP away. So my Mars, he got zoned for a little bit, but it doesn't really matter. Look at this Arc Warden's net worth at 56 seconds into the game. And if I go to late game, we can see he has 25,000 net worth compared to the Monkey King's 16,000 net worth. Number 2, the SVG smoke. This play is also something that you can do in almost every game as either a position 4 or a position 5, but it is mostly a position 5 play. SVG, or as he's known now, LOA, in particular, does a variation of this in almost every game. Basically, what you do is suicide in lane between 4 to 7 minutes into the game, hopefully trading your life for some good harass or even a kill. Then, you purchase a smoke, TP mid, fill your mid's bottle, smoke up, place a rune ward, place a side lane protecting ward, then you can wrap back on mid or on a side lane for a kill, depending on who is the most vulnerable. On top of this, you can even bring your core some items from base with this exact play, so long as they don't mind waiting 30 seconds for you to complete this rotation. The reason that it's important to do this around the 4 to 7 minute mark is because this is the exact window where it's likely that most cores can be left alone in a side lane and be pretty safe. On top of that, it also fits perfectly in a window where the enemy team won't be running around their jungle as a group, so you won't die when you go to make this rotation. If you tried to do this exact play at 10 minutes instead of the 4 to 7 minute mark, you would likely just run into your death and get nothing done. If you do this play around the 5 minute mark, make sure that you are securing bounty runes in the rotation. If you do this play around the 6 to 8 minute mark, make sure that you are securing the power rune for your middle laner within the rotation. Why will this play win you the game in under 30 seconds? because in a tiny window, you're basically setting up this butterfly effect of 2 of your cores having guaranteed success within the game. In front of us, we have a variation of the SVG smoke. In this particular replay, I was playing this, and I didn't actually smoke because the way that I did this meant that smoking wouldn't really do anything. So you can see here that I run in, I die, I get maledict on the axe. I'm just trying to do some damage. It's at the point where, as you can see, my Wraith King is doing a little bit better than this axe, but he's comfortable enough to be left alone. So what I do is I purchase 2 wards. I click on my mid laner. I see that he is missing a single bottle sip. He's playing against a Queen of Pain, of course, so he can definitely use those. And instead of smoking, I say, hey, let's drop arena on this guy. I'm going to help you kill him. So I wait very patiently until he uses the arena. Walk up, of course, use my abilities. And this is great. That's cool. Obviously, a gank is fantastic. While I'm doing this, I also place down a sentry ward so that way he can deward any sort of high ground ward. Of course, this is on the catapult wave too. So I put down this rune ward, which is great because he's playing against Queen of Pain. He's a Mars with the bottle. So both of these heroes want to make rotations with runes. So now he's going to have rune control, especially because Queen of Pain just died. I was trying to move over to this hill right here to ward for my Wraith King or whoever is going to take this lane, even if it's just me taking this lane. But the Wind Ranger unfortunately walked into me, so my Wraith King went to jungle because naturally he's honestly faster at jungling than he is farming in this lane. So I just placed the ward right here so that way I can secure some farm myself down in this dead lane. And we can see here that Mars has a bottle. He's low on resources, but because I clarity'd him, because he's got this bottled illusion rune, it makes it so that when I get gone on here, he's actually able to rotate. He comes in, we pick up this kill, I get a lucky bounce, Axe dies, and the illusion rune eventually, you'll see, lets us tank the tower. We kill Axe again, and we almost take the tower off of the back of this catapult. And this all snowballed from the initial rotation that I made mid, helping the Mars, and now we have killed the Axe twice, effectively ruining his game. Number 3, the BSJ rotation. This play is one of the most simple yet effective ways to end games quickly in Dota 2. This play is something that you can do in almost every game in any position, but it is much stronger if you are a core. Essentially, all you need to do is pay attention to the timer and keep an eye on the lanes when the 5 and 10 minute mark passes. Once a catapult wave is about to hit the enemy mid or safe lane tower, you teleport there and push the tower with the catapult. This rotation is particularly strong when you have some way of tanking the tower for the catapult such that the next creep wave can arrive before the catapult dies. Heroes like Phantom Lancer and Morphling, for example, are not so good at getting kills at the 5 or 10 minute mark, but they can easily tank towers, so they're really great for this rotation. To add to this, I actually saw Ice 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 do something incredibly cool that I've honestly never seen before in Dota 2, despite it being kind of obvious in retrospect. He made this exact rotation, but before he did it, he purchased a salve specifically so that he could tank the tower and protect a catapult. In other words, if you buy a salve for this play, it doesn't matter what hero you are, you'll be able to do this. You will be able to tank the tower for your catapult, and the tower will die. By killing an enemy safe lane or mid tower, you make the map so big that it's impossible for the enemy team to control all of it, so you'll always have somewhere to farm. In other words, if you do this in every game, you just won't get stomped in Dota anymore. So in this clip, we are going to watch Eurus, who is rank 8 in China. So I don't know, that's like 11k MMR. Guy's obviously a carry god. He does this rotation absolutely flawlessly here, this BSJ rotation. So he actually adds a little bit to it, which is really cool in this game, but I don't think you necessarily need to do it this way. So he starts off by pushing out his safe lane. He tanks a couple of creeps. You know, there's some fight that goes on, and he starts whacking this tower. Obviously, this is with the rotation of his mid lane Lycan, and this is going to help out. Even if your mid doesn't rotate, you can do this with Morphling if you're dumpstering your lane. So he waits until the enemy team rotates. You can see that Puck comes up here. Axe walks back to the lane. He very briefly on Morphling runs over to this camp to take the Battle Hunger off, and then he immediately TPs towards this bottom tower. and he doesn't even look at the lane to see if the catapult is there. He just knows at 10 minutes, 30 seconds, the catapult is likely going to show up right in front of the tower, because of course it spawned at 10 minutes, and he starts beating the crap out of this tower. And the cool thing about this rotation is because he forced these TPs top, he doesn't need to worry about people TPing in and defending this. But the thing is, if people do TP in and defend this tower in your games, you just walk away and go somewhere else, and now a bunch of enemies are stuck somewhere where there's just nothing happening and they're not farming. So that's good either way. But in this case, he gets the tower. A really cool thing that happens in this game is now Sand King is able to go towards this top lane, and he's actually able to hold this tower. So now this entire area up here is accessible to Eurus's team, unless the entire enemy team is there, but then there's going to be a fight, and it's possible that the Dire wins the fight. So that's very different than, actually having access to the farm. That's more so you have to fight for the farm, whereas Eurus doesn't have to fight anybody down here for this farm. So his team is farming way more because of this rotation, and if you look at the enemy Void, look at his levels. He is, equally farmed. He is just as powerful, but because Eurus made this rotation, they have a 3k gold lead in such a short period, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So you need to do this in every single game that you have the opportunity as a carry. Obviously, if you aren't strong enough, you are very likely going to make this rotation. The enemy team's going to show up and defend it, but that's okay. As long as you do this rotation, make the enemy team allocate resources to deal with you, and then you can go catch up in the jungle. Hello, it's me, End of Video Jenkins, and I'm going to start putting tips at the end of my videos so people stop clicking away when I talk about hobo bullshit. So the first tip is, if somebody Yuleses you and you have infused raindrops and a blink dagger, you can actually shift Q your blink to instant blink away after the Yules. So now you're not going to die to Yule's scepters anymore. Anyway, please subscribe so I can get money and pay off the hobo flanagans. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you in another video.